I grew up with the name Zaynab being a part of my identity, especially because of the conditions of life in the south of Lebanon. Just like we marvel at the character of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, it felt it was important for us to learn from the character of Sayyida Zaynab alayhi salam, particularly for young Muslim women. I have always heard her title, Alima Ghayr Muallama, but I never understood it until I tried to study her speeches in Kufah and Sham. I witnessed the power of her words, which were carefully chosen and weighted specifically to each and every matter that she wanted to address. She was not influenced by anyone, neither by fear nor by being forced. She spoke the truth boldly. We must do the same today. I was inspired by how her role as the person Imam Hussain entrusted with all their responsibilities was mentioned by the Ahlul Bayt as an example in later years. The importance given to women in managing critical matters cannot be emphasized enough. This aspect was awe-inspiring and should be a source of motivation for our young women to lead. I feel that she shattered a lot of the stereotypes about the status of women in Islam. She was revered as a daughter, sister, and mother, but more importantly, she was depended upon and given immense responsibilities to fulfill. These responsibilities were not trivial, they were for the preservation of religion. And this is all the more reason women should seek education and be supported to do so. It is in the most difficult periods of life that we witness what a person is made of. In this time, she played the role of a sister, mother, aunt, and most importantly, the protector. She was the unwavering support of her brother. Actually, it was the support of Imamat. This last point underscores her importance on the day of Ashura and afterwards. She had a role of preservation that no one else could play, and she had been raised to fulfill this role since childhood. For me, there are two qualities that enable a person to stand up: knowing and understanding the truth, and certainty that standing for and defending it will only lead to good, however bitter the road in getting there. This is what causes most of us to hesitate, but not Sayyida Zaynab. If we want to emulate her in this manner, we must look to the end result, however distant it may be, and believe that it is absolutely worthwhile to stand up. The experience of the captives in Sham was the most difficult to write about, not only because it reflects their pain from the tragedy of Karbala, but also because of the inhumane circumstances and the merciless treatment they were subjected to. It is also the place where the young daughter of Imam Hussain was buried. We believe with complete certainty that Sayyida Zaynab was unbreakable, but our hearts still feel the pain of their plight in those moments. Of course, putting thoughts and buried feelings about Lady Zaynab into words, especially if they connect to your own suffering, creates greater realization and true sense of appreciation for their significance. Every person experiences pain and suffering, but the strength that is within us, which is given by Allah, can never be stolen or crushed by anyone. It is always in there. We just have to tap into it. Difficulties and challenges are a part of life. We cannot run away from them. Instead, we have to learn how not to be broken or bent by them. Also, I want to say to the young Muslim girls and women that your identity as a Muslim is not a shackle, and your worth is not determined by any other person or society. It is determined by Allah. You can achieve anything you put your mind and efforts into, and you are by no means insignificant or incapable. It doesn't matter how anyone labels you. On the night of Ashura, Lady Zaynab spent her night praying to Allah for what is to come, knowing the duty that awaits her in the morning. Fulfilling our social obligations is necessary, and we must realize that holding on to God's rope and calling on Him is one of the very necessary steps, because it gives us the strength to complete the task. Religious obligation is the foundation on which we fulfill every other task or responsibility. The true measure of strength and resilience is not how we act in normal circumstances. It's how we respond to stress, to pain, to suffering. Faith and conviction in God gives the person what they need when that moment comes. The more valuable and sacred something is, the more sacrifice and strength it will take to preserve. This is the legacy of Sayyida Zaynab.